Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Tuesday, July 29th, around 9 p.m. Mountain Time 2025. An 8.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Russia has triggered tsunami warnings and watches all the way down to Southern California and Baja. We've got the full story coming up. Keep calm. It's boom time. Severe storms have brought over 5 inches of rains to downtown Leesburg, Florida, causing some flash flooding there. And a flash flood warning is issued for Lake County in Florida as well. So lots of precipitation once again falling out of the sky. And the storms that moved through that derecho last night, still over 11,000 without power in Minnesota. And a quick look over at the Tornado HQ Live severe weather map shows, well, quite a few storms now moving through Nebraska, South Dakota, and into Iowa. We've got 16 severe weather warnings across the lower 48. Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, Arizona, Mississippi, and Nevada, all in the last 11 minutes have severe thunderstorm warnings. So check out the latest updates at tornadohq.com for live severe weather map and enable experimental speech.
Greetings from tornadohq.com.
And you can enable audio alerts and just listen in. You don't have to be watching your computer. Take a look at the hail map for Monday, July 28th. 65 square miles of hail, over 1 inch, and we had 1,900 households impacted by gorilla hail. That is a 3 square mile area. The hardest hit region, Billings, Montana. And now the full forecast. Thunderstorms and heavy rain possible in the northern and central plains and New Mexico. Dangerous heat continues in the south. Severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds and isolated large hail and heavy rainfall are possible across the northern and central plains. Monsoonal thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall and possible flash flooding across New Mexico. Dangerous, long-duration heat will continue over much of the central and eastern U.S. Click on your county for more information. And we've got wildfire smoke up here clearly in Wisconsin and Minnesota. So let's take a look at the fire and smoke map. Well, it is a dangerous situation for the north central plains here. We've got major fires in Utah and the Grand Canyon burning, creating this huge plume across the Great Plains all the way to Chicago. Extremely poor air quality, and it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. Well, let's take a look and see if any precipitation is coming to Utah and Nevada in the near future to help with those fires and to clear out the air. For goodness sakes. Oh, yeah, right around here. So the end of the first week of August, and by mid-August, it looks like we've got enough rain here to be putting out those fires in the Grand Canyon and potentially Utah. So good news on the GFS model. Speaking of which, let's walk it through for the next few days so you can see where some of the severe weather will be popping up. Here we are Wednesday, and you can see severe weather moving through Iowa once again on Wednesday. Thursday, storms will move a little east, all the way to the east coast here by Friday. So that's what we're looking for. And now the big story. An 8.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Russia has triggered tsunami watches for California. Tsunami waves have already been observed approaching 3 feet, but none higher, which is good news. And if they do propagate all the way to California, they will be even smaller than that. The earthquake was originally recorded as an 8 magnitude, then upgraded to 8.7, then 8.8, according to the USGS. About 7 aftershocks have occurred, including a 6.9 in the same Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky area, as well as a 6.3 in Vilyunchinsk, Russia, and a 5.6 in Serokurilsk, Russia. Tsunami watch for California. The earthquake has prompted a tsunami watch for the entire coast of California, according to the National Tsunami Warning Center. The center issued a list of potential start times for tsunami activity, if it occurs at all across the state, including roughly 11:20 p.m. Tuesday for Los Angeles Harbor, 11:25 p.m. for Newport Beach, and 11:20 p.m. for Oceanside. I'm sure there will be lots of live streams up in those places in just a few hours to see if anything happens. So go check out the internets and see what you can watch live. I personally don't think it's a nothing burger. But here is the warning. The red areas are up to 3 feet and then 2 feet and less than 1 feet on the yellow zone. And that even includes Hawaii. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. There's that massive quake. 8.8. That's the biggest quake in some time, in years, in fact, I think. We'll have to look into it and do and update you on our science show. Overall, pretty normal activity worldwide. Maybe some increased activity here in Central America, including a 5.4 in Guatemala. But the big story is the 8.8 and the wide-ranging aftershocks, hundreds of miles wide there. Some very large aftershocks. And here you can see over at the Tsunami Warning Center, tsunami advisory has been placed. Orange advisories for British Columbia at 7:27:54 p.m. And all the way down into South America, I believe, up to 1 to 3 meters. And all throughout Micronesia. So we'll wait and see what happens. But so far, the biggest waves that have been seen are just approaching 3 feet on buoys. And that brings us to worldwide volcano news. With a rumbler like that, I would think that we should get a big blast from a Kamchatka volcano in the next day or so. So we'll keep a close eye on there. First on the list today for the 29th of July is Sakurajima. 5,000-foot puff showing there. Dukono to 10,000 feet. Svartsengi, that is the Reykjanes Peninsula. Lava flow eruption continues. Over there, the eruption is continuing on Iceland. Volcanic ash at Reventador. Ibu to 7,000 feet. Semaru to 15,000 foot. Kirishima, 6,000-foot puff there. Nevado de Ruiz, 21,000 feet. Dukono to 10,000 feet. Sakurajima exploded today to 6,000. Ibu to 7,000. Semaru to 15,000. Kirishima to 5,000. And Nevado de Ruiz, a discrete puff to 25,000. Shishalden on the list. No eruption. Why is it on the list? Semaru, who knew, now you do. 15,000-foot blast there. Sungay to 19,000 feet. And wrapping up the list is Kirishima with a 5,000-foot puff. Quick look over at space weather. Well, the sun is blank. Just a few tiny pinpricks. Nothing much going on there. Minor low-level sea flaring, impulsive. 3-day geomagnetic forecast is all quiet. KP at 2. And that's a boom to knowledge. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're trying to get to 100,000 by the end of the year, and we need your help. And be safe. We love you. And that is a boom.